Copenhagen and Denmark are indeed having a moment, and it's been written up. It's even been featured in the New York Times travel column, 36 hours in a certain place. And they have had 36 hours in New Orleans, 36 hours in Tokyo, 36 hours in Paris. And this summer, we had 36 hours in Copenhagen. That means we've got a lot of interest. But what interest are they giving us to follow? Here are some of the places that the woman who wrote the article said you should go during your 36 hours. Now, it's not really 36 hours. It's over 3 days, but they only count the days you are actually traveling. They give you a sleep allowance. Clever people, the New York Times. And clever with what they picked. But what they picked, I'm not so sure is that representative of Copenhagen.
The Times article suggests that you go to this playground, which I think is on top of a parking structure, which my girlfriend said used to be hip. There is the Danish Architecture Center, which you can see from the water, which is the best part of it, and the Glyptoteket, which is cool and has a lot of ancient heads on display. A lot!
Now, I have a Danish girlfriend, and we go back to visit her parents in Denmark. And we stay a few days, 4 days or so, in Copenhagen before we venture out to see her parents in Aarhus and Sæby. Now, those are other cities you ought to see, but right now we're talking about Copenhagen. And I will tell you that there are very few places that the author suggests that my girlfriend decided to take me to. And my girlfriend said quite up front, I want you to see Copenhagen. She lived in Copenhagen. She was a student in Copenhagen. She has very fond memories of Copenhagen. And she wanted to show me the places that would let me in on what Copenhagen is about, what she found so enchanting and endearing about Copenhagen. And like I said, very few places are on this woman's list. And I said to her, well, why would you do it? Because my girlfriend said, well, they're probably just trying to be hip and cool. Well, let me tell you something. Here's the problem with hip and cool. When you go to a country, when you go to a place, do you go there to visit hip and cool? No. Visiting a place for hip and cool means you're bringing your own hip and cool with you, and you're not experiencing what is so interesting about a city. And that is what I am annoyed about this article. Now, the second thing is 36 hours. All right, let's play their game and let you sleep and not count that. So really 3 days. That is a very tight window to see a city. And in particular, if you're an American and you're coming over from the United States, even if you're coming over from New York, which is the closest place to Copenhagen that there is in the United States. If you're coming from Los Angeles, you've got bigger issues. But if you're coming from the United States, you will arrive in a plane that lands at about 7 a.m. Copenhagen time. And you will not have slept because it's still about 1 a.m. So you're already tired. It's like, I want to go to bed. So your first day is kind of blown up. But we have thoughts on that. So I would say that if you're going to visit Copenhagen, you need at least 4 days. I want to let you in on what I think are the 4 days that you should go, or the 4 days when you go, that this is sort of a game plan. I'm giving you my Copenhagen game plan so you can have 4 really good days seeing and experiencing Copenhagen, which is a magnificent city.